Hello, welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I am your host, İlham Məmmədov. On June 28th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham made a phone call to Prime Minister of Georgia, Irakli Garibashvili. The head of state congratulated Irakli Garibashvili on the occasion of his birthday, wished him the best of health and success in his activities. Irakli Garibashvili thanked the President for the attention and congratulations. President İlham and Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili hailed the successful development of friendly relations between the two countries in various fields and expressed their confidence that bilateral ties would continue strengthening. During the conversation, the sides exchanged views on prospects for bilateral relations and other issues of mutual interest. President İlham Aliyev's trip to the Kəlbəcər region is of particular importance in terms of strengthening our borders in Karabakh and eastern Zengezur. During the trip, the foundation of a number of important projects of great political and economic significance, designed not only for the present but also for the future of Azerbaijan, was also laid.
As a result of the brilliant victory in the patriotic war, our state, army and people solved the main problem. Today the most important task has to do with the restoration of the territories liberated from the occupation. Immediately after the war, in accordance with the instructions of President İlham Aliyev, restoration and improvement works began in these territories. A country that has just ended the war, thanks to a strong leader and a strong economy, has achieved a dynamic improvement work.
Möhtərəm Prezident Cənab Ali Başkomandan, Əməliyyat Komanda Briqadasının şəxsiyyəti, döyüş bayrağının təqdim olunması mərasiminə hazırdır. Müdafiə Naziri General Polkovnik Zakir Həsənov.
In parallel with the creation of infrastructure, of course, one of the main decisive tasks is to protect our borders and ensure security in the territories liberated from the occupation. For this, reliable border protection was organized, new military units were put into operation, and military commando units were formed. During the trip of the head of state to Kəlbəcər, the opening of a new military unit of the newly created commando forces is a continuation of work in the field of security.
Bugün Kəlbəcərdə yeni yaradılmış komanda qüvvələrinin hərbi hissəsini açırıq.
Today we are opening another military unit of the newly established Commando Forces in Kəlbəcər. This shows that the process of army building after the Second Karabakh War is in full swing, and the Commando Forces, along with all other armed forces, have all the capabilities to fulfill the tasks facing the country, protect our territorial integrity and our borders.
Ərazi bütövlüyü müdafiə etmək üçün və sərhədlərimizi qorumaq üçün bütün imkanlara malikdir.
As for the creation of infrastructure in the liberated territories, master plans for large cities have already been approved and work is being carried out at an accelerated pace. The completed master plan of Kəlbəcər and the rapid restoration of the infrastructures there, as part of the Great Return, brings the population of Kəlbəcər closer to their homes step by step.
Burada bir müddətdən sonra yeni gözəl mehmanxana və müalicə mərkəzi yaradılacaq.
But after a while, a new beautiful hotel and treatment center will be established here. I think that this is very important because the İstisu Sanatorium and the İstisu water were the symbol of this region and the natural wealth of Kəlbəcər. We, the owners of these lands, have regained the wealth that was once taken from us. We are rebuilding and will rebuild all our cities and villages from scratch, including those in Kəlbəcər and Laçın districts.
Və yenidən sıfırdan bütün şəhər kəndlərimizi bərpa edirik və edəcəyik.
In particular, before the occupation, the Kəlbəcər Sanatorium was world famous for its mineral waters. Unfortunately, during the occupation, both nature and infrastructure became victims of vandalism. The mega projects planned for implementation will turn the native Kəlbəcər into an even more famous tourist recreation. Along with Kəlbəcər, a lot of work is being done to reconstruct the infrastructure in Laçın. Despite the difficult terrain, an airport is being built here, which went down in history as a unique project in a mountainous area with such a difficult terrain. In addition, the airport is located 70 kilometers from Şuşa. Of course, this work carried out in all the liberated lands is interconnected for even greater use of their tourism opportunities.
The next meeting of the Milli Majlis was held within the framework of the extraordinary session. The agenda of the meeting included 15 issues. The draft amendments to the law on the state budgets for 2022 was discussed in the second reading. In addition, parliamentarians discussed amendments to the laws on the budget of the state social protection and unemployment insurance funds, draft laws on the ratification of the agreement between the government of Azerbaijan and the Cabinet of Ministers of Kyrgyzstan on air communication and other issues. During the meeting, Speaker of the Milli Majlis, Sahiba Gafarova, shared her views on the important decisions made at the 11th plenary session of Turkpa in Cholponota, Kyrgyzstan. 11th Conference of the Tourism Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation was held in Baku. Ministers of tourism of OIC countries, heads of tourism associations and other officials participated at the event. It was stated at the conference that 55% of tourists traveling to Azerbaijan are from OIC countries. Pandemic seriously affected tourism. Post-pandemic is the period for new calls for development in this field. Mutual activity will contribute to strengthening of sustainable tourism. It should be noted that participants of the conference will visit Shusha on June 29th. For the first time, a training program was held in our country in connection with 1954 Hague Convention on Protection of Cultural Property during armed conflicts. The main objective of the training program was participation of countries' various state agencies and other relevant organizations is to demonstrate all capabilities of the International Convention in regards to security of states during armed conflicts and in the post-conflict period and to establish global conditions for training of experts in this field. According to the combat training plan for 2022, the rocket and artillery units of the land forces are conducting the live fire tactical exercises. During the exercises held to improve fire control skills in cooperation with other types of troops and the command staff prompt decision-making abilities, as well as field and practical skills of military personnel, artillery units were withdrawn to assembly areas and took firing positions in designated areas. The units successfully carried out the task of destroying imaginary enemy targets with accurate fire. The statements which came from the Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan on the process of normalization of Armenian-Azerbaijani relations cast doubt on the country's desire to establish lasting peace in the region. The statement came from the Azerbaijani Foreign Ministry. It was noted that it does not fit into any legal or moral framework for the leader of the country that has been occupying part of Azerbaijan's territory for nearly 30 years, accusing Azerbaijan of pursuing a policy of blockade over the years. The president of Azerbaijan proposed to sign a peace agreement. If Azerbaijan wanted a war, the steps would probably not be needed. The Azerbaijani side not only gives verbal statements on the delimitation of borders between the two countries, the opening of all communications in the region and the signing of a future peace agreement between the parties, but also implements this with actions and concrete steps. It seems that it will take some time for Armenia to accept the truce. If Armenia really wants peace, it must show its political will and take concrete steps towards peace, reported the Foreign Ministry. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.